Shooters, you are now in your prep time. Your prep time has ended. With the magazine of 15 rounds making condition one weapon. Is the line ready? The line is ready. Shooters firing 5 rounds in a time limit of 60 seconds. Stand by. Contact.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pit Talk, pulling pits and opinions with your host, Gunny G, where service members help service members, period. Follow, like, subscribe everywhere you get your podcast and on all social media platforms. Let me know how I'm doing. Any criticism is good criticism. Let's get into it because you don't get paid to listen and I don't get paid to talk. We got a special guest by the name of Luis Peralta. Going to share some insight of the 30 days fresh out the pen.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Luis, go ahead and get the listener shout out, a basic background, where you're from, all that good jazz.
Good to go. My name's Luis Peralta. I left as a corporal out of the United States Marine Corps. I was stationed in Bangor, Washington. I was medically separated just shy of 4 years, and I'm currently residing in Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, okay. Great state of Phoenix, Arizona. That's what's up, man. Well, congratulations. I know that you got your freedom papers.
Yes, sir.
Right now, good, bad. What's the first 30 days feel like right now?
Adjustment. That's the word I would say. It's the big word.
Go ahead.
Just finding ways to let go of what you've been taught since day one. The way you carry yourself, the way you act is not necessarily letting go of that, but just transitioning that into a way the civilian world can understand.
So right now you're trying to find some common ground with everybody else, huh?
Exactly.
That's crazy. And how does that going for you?
As of right now, work side, it's been going amazing. Employers love it, but when it comes to friendship wise, I've realized that I lost a lot of friendships on the way back.
Okay, you lost friendships in terms of getting out?
Yeah, yes, sir. No. In terms of coming back here in the civilian world, like I just
relationships.
We don't have
Relationships,
yes,
and the relatability, it takes effect, huh?
Exactly.
Interesting. Hey, tell me what's one of the besides that one? What's one of the things that you miss after you got out?
The camaraderie, man. The brothers. The way we communicate, the way that nobody understands what the day to day is like. Just camaraderie in general.
Man, I'll tell you what. I don't want to get all somber and all mushy gushy, but one of the things that when we talk about suicide and mental health and resilience and adversity, the veterans and the people that served before us, one thing that they miss and the one thing that they always talk about is camaraderie. How do you better tackle that friction point for you?
I still keep in contact with my buddies. That's what's been helping me out a lot. It's almost like when you get out, you have to remember that you're not fully out, that you'll always be part of that brotherhood. So you just have to keep in contact so you don't lose that.
Say that again. You're not a what?
I said what's been helping with that friction point is still keeping in contact with my buddies that many probably get out and think that that's it, that they don't have to talk to them, but that's what's been helping me, keeping in contact with the brotherhood.
That's dope, man. Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm glad that friendships you still have those friendships, you still have those connections, and I would be the first one to tell you, if you ever need anything, you got my number. Don't be a stranger. Same thing goes for me, right? I won't be a stranger to you, and if you ever need anything, let me know. What's one thing that you could share to the listeners to better prepare yourself for the first 30 days transitioning out?
Write everything down, plan it out, and I feel like that would be the big one, because I still have this plan, and it's working out so far. But if I had written it down, taken a step back, and actually read through it, make some backup plans, like that would have been the best thing.
And are those in terms of goals or in terms of things that you want to do, like a bucket list, so to speak, or is this something
it's mostly like a to-do list, as in all right, I'm getting out. What do I need to get done before I can get out, so it's a smooth transition? Like that's what I mean. Like for jobs, for example, I already had these these job offers and everything, and I just went off based off that. I never wrote it down, never did anything. And then when I got
Okay.
here, it was too much. I didn't remember who had offered, who had given me that opportunity.
Okay, I see what you're saying, man. I appreciate your insight, Luis, and thank you for taking this phone call. I know you're a busy man. Now you transition out. What's one of the good things that you've experienced so far in the first 30 days?
I guess family. I guess so. In the past 4 years, obviously, like it's you go on leave, you don't see them more than 12 days at most. So it's to kind of settle down, talk to them, catch up because you realize you miss a lot over the years.
And how do you adjust and how do you adapt or how do you put yourself in their schedule now?
As of right now, just been taking care of school, and when they'll come up to me and they're like, "Hey, like we'll call off work if that means spending time with you," and I always tell them like the same way we're taught, the world doesn't stop just because we left or came back. So
That's good, man. It sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders. Are you going to continue your education?
yes, sir. I actually yesterday I went to Friday I went to my Arizona State University orientation.
Oh,
Sure.
I thought about going there online.
Yeah, it's recommend it.
Okay, I'm excited for you, dog. I appreciate it. Again, if you're just tuning in, we got Luis Peralta hailing from you said Phoenix, Arizona. Um, I got one more question for you. I know the first 30 days have been a kind of a roller coaster ride for you, and I guess to each their own. What's one thing that you can provide the listeners, and one of the things you can provide the tools for the toll bag, so to speak, for all the listeners that are trying to transition and or not transitioning, but something that you're going through that maybe they need to hear. What are you doing for them? Provide some insight for them in terms of transition.
Honestly, this is gonna sound pretty weird, but if I could say something like if I know that somebody's going to get out, I would say take as many pictures and videos as you can, make as many moments as you can, like many memories, because that's what's been helping me a lot. Like just looking back on all these memories in the field, even when we would go out with the boys, like that's what keeps you going too. Like when you're in that bad mental health space, like that helps a ton.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that. Reminiscing on the good things, not the bad things.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Hey, you know what? Now that you talk about it, I got one more for you. You talked about reminiscing in the good space. My goodness, I think I just lost the question. I ain't gonna lie to you, at least.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I was excited about your response. Yeah. So the last thing that you said was take pictures, reminisce, network. I do got a question for you.
Yep.
Do you miss Bangor?
You know, I actually do, and because that's where the family was at, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, is blood thicker than water?
Blood is thicker than water.
Oh, okay. So you're back at family. So the water.
Yeah.
But I ask you that because in the military we find out what family really means, right?
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
And sometimes water is thicker than blood in terms of the connections and the network you meet. Those are long lasting. How do you plan on keeping those relationships sparked up or renewed, so to speak?
Communication, like I said earlier, it should never stop. Even a simple text like, "Hey, like how you doing?" Or if they're in the area, like making time to go see them, like that. That's what's gonna keep those relationships going.
Hey, dog. You sound like you're doing great. You sound like you're having fun. I wish I was with you every step of the way. I'm here in spirit. I'll tell you what. But again, if you ever need anything, you let me know. And again, thank you for taking the phone call. I know this is kind of short fuse, kind of, out of the spur of the moment. But I wanted to get your insight on the first 30 days of transition. It sounds like you got a good plan moving forward. You're writing things down. You got relationships that are long lasting. You're keeping those memories and that brotherhood in your heart and in your soul, so that you can move forward. And I appreciate it, Luis. If somebody wants to connect with you in terms of transition, where can they do that at?
They could take down my phone. Well, we'll do Instagram if that helps. You can just put it up there. I can just say it.
Perfect. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Say it.
It's L Peralta Peralta 01.
On Instagram. That's his handle, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get a hold of him. Hey, Luis, again, thank you for taking the phone call. Thank you for taking the time to answer the couple questions. I know this is out of the norm for you, maybe. But again, I'll probably end up calling you again on the 90-day mark and see where you're at now.
Yes, sir. I love
fair?
that.
Is that good to you or what?
Yeah, it works perfectly.
Thanks, Luis. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Pit Talk, pulling pits in the pins with your host, Gunny G. Where service members help service members. Follow, like, subscribe everywhere you get your podcast and on all social media platforms. Let me know how I'm doing. Any criticism is good criticism. 30 days fresh out the pen with Luis Peralta. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, give him one. Luis, go ahead and say later.
Pit Talk is a podcast featuring active service members who discuss their thoughts and opinions on various issues surrounding military life, current events, and history. The statements heard here are the opinions of its members and guests. These do not necessarily reflect the views of the Department of Defense and are not endorsed or sponsored in any way. Listener, viewer discretion advised.